Welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Thursday, July 4th, state that Tate Black reassured Holly Jonas about his plans for them to be together this summer, but he needed to finalize a few items first. After Tate hung up, he persuaded Aaron Green to attend lacrosse camp in his place. Tate might hide somewhere local, and Holly could pay him a visit without anyone knowing. Meanwhile, Brady Black summoned Theresa Donovan to the townhouse, where she misinterpreted why he called her. Theresa assumed this was about their night together, so she reminded Brady that she was puzzled and disturbed. Theresa was certain she wanted to be with Alex Kyriakis, so Brady said he was aware of the situation and only wanted to discuss sending Tate to lacrosse camp. It was a much easier sale than Brady expected because Theresa felt Tate and Holly should be separated by some distance. On Thursday's Days episode, Rachel Black overheard Holly on the phone with Tate and threatened to inform Nicole DiMera that they were sneaking around. Rachel attempted to call Nicole's number, but Holly took the phone and tried to persuade her not to snitch. When Holly offered Rachel the perfume she liked, Rachel knew it was a bribe. Holly pretended it was a commitment between friends and hoped she could rely on Rachel, but Brady was suspicious when he walked in on their conversation. Rachel and Holly convinced Brady they were only talking about perfumes before Rachel dashed upstairs to get light sticks for the fireworks extravaganza tonight. That offered Brady the opportunity to inform Holly about Tate's attendance at lacrosse camp, so Holly pretended to be surprised before eventually seeming to understand. Brady intimated that if Tate and Holly demonstrated their trustworthiness, they would reconsider their options during their senior year. Tate later called Holly to say they had finalized their plan after Aaron agreed to masquerade as him at lacrosse camp. Tate had to hang up quickly when Brady and Rachel arrived at the pub. Brady informed Tate that Theresa had also given her consent for lacrosse camp, so he was certain that this was a good thing. Tate was obliged to seem sad as if he was genuinely leaving. Tate later met up with Holly for the fireworks, and they kissed in the park while someone watched them nearby. On Thursday's episode of Days, Maggie Kyriakis paid Xander Cook and Sarah Horton a visit at home and wanted to present a check. Maggie said it was Xander's share of the inheritance because she had made an effort to distribute the money more equitably among the other heirs. Xander was moved by the gesture, but he didn't want to be so focused on money anymore, and he didn't believe Victor intended him to have it anyhow. Maggie tried to persuade Xander to accept the check, but he refused and stated that he preferred to be independent. Sarah was proud and turned on after Maggie left, so she made love to Xander and watched the fireworks from the window. On Thursday's DOL, Justin Kyriakis learned of Alex Kyriakis' engagement to Theresa and was understandably disappointed. When Justin pressed for an ironclad prenup to preserve Alex's riches, Alex looked gloomy, recalling Brady's warning concerning Theresa. Alex insisted Theresa wasn't with him for the money, and Theresa agreed when she stepped in and saw they were negotiating a prenup. Theresa talked of being pulled to Alex in Greece before she realized he was Victor's affluent heir. Alex experienced further flashbacks to Brady's idea that Theresa snuck a peek inside the bag. That made Alex anxious about the prospect that Theresa slept with him knowing he was going to be extremely wealthy. Theresa played up her feelings for Alex, but it appeared that she could sense his uneasiness. As a result, Theresa suggested she sign a prenuptial agreement, which she practically gloated to Justin and Bonnie about. Alex gloated next since he was with Theresa when they encountered Brady and Rachel in the town plaza. When Alex mentioned that Theresa had volunteered to sign a prenup, Theresa reprimanded him and asked what was going on with him. Theresa suspected Brady had been disparaging her, but Alex said it didn't matter because he trusted her fully. On Thursday's episode of Days, Brady agreed to Rachel's request for double scoops of ice cream and asked if she missed Tate while he was away at camp. Rachel said she would, but not as much as Holly. Brady appeared fascinated by Rachel's comment. Finally, Maggie discovered Justin and Bonnie Kyriakis enjoying the 4th of July with party horns before revealing that Xander had rejected down his inheritance check, which impressed Justin. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers, Xander will discover that he is Victor's biological son in the future, so we'll keep you updated on the shockers and forecast how he'll find out the truth. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Friday, July 5th, state that Kristen DiMera will evaluate whether she can trust Melinda Trask with a key position at DiMera Enterprises. EJ DiMera proposed the idea of getting Melinda to keep quiet about Jude DiMera alias Jude Brady's paternity, but Kristen must still give final consent. Although Kristen and Melinda have had their fair share of disagreements over the years, Kristen may admit they may benefit from Melinda's legal experience. Melinda has demonstrated her ability to be harsh when necessary, thus Kristen may consider this when officially hiring her. Other Days spoilers claim Gabby DiMera will witness a fascinating argument between EJ and Stefan DiMera. Gabby appears to be either overhearing Jude's paternity or coercing Stefan into revealing the leverage he is using against his brother. Regardless, DOL viewers can expect Gabby to discover Jude's true father, and she will have to decide what to do with that knowledge. Meanwhile, Nicole DiMera will say her goodbyes to Eric Brady after he surprises her with the news that he is leaving for Paris today. Eric will admit that he is accepting a new job offer and pursuing his plan to relocate away from Salem. However, there may be an intriguing cliffhanger scene in which Gabby discovers Nicole and acknowledges there is something she should know. Gabby should offer Nicole an update on Jude's paternity in the next episode or two, leaving Nicole reeling and anxious to stop Eric's Paris flight. Days teasers indicate that Jada Hunter will pay Robert Bobby Stein alias Everett Lynch another visit and learn shocking details about Li Shin's death. There will be some new flashbacks to explain what actually happened, so did Bobby observe something or have a reason to kill Li himself? Our Days predictions lead to Bobby shaking up the case, so expect Jada to fill Ray Fernandez in and leave him just as surprised. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers, Bobby's statements will throw this inquiry off track, so stay tuned. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers, Johnny and Chanel DiMera have recently experienced some severe life changes. Just as it appeared that Chanel and Johnny were about to embark on a pleasant new chapter together, the rug was pulled out from under them. Of course, we're talking about the baby loss that halted Johnny and Chanel's move to Los Angeles, where Johnny was supposed to start working with one of his favorite directors. That job didn't work out for Johnny in the end, but Carson Boatman wasn't complaining because it meant he could keep his real-life position at Days. In an interview with SOD, Boatman discussed his fear of a script shocker behind the scenes. When Boatman initially learned that Johnny and Chanel were about to relocate to Los Angeles, he was reasonably anxious that he might be written out. Thankfully, it was only a false alarm. The entire incident turned out to be a ruse as part of Johnny and Chanel's overarching plan. Yes, I'm pleased to be staying in Salem. It means I get to keep my job. I had a bit of a panic attack when I first read that Johnny and Chanel were moving to California in the script, Boatman revealed. Carson Boatman, on the other hand, revealed that DOL co-executive producer Janet Spellman-Drucker approached him and Raven Bowens for a brief conversation. Drucker kept both Days stars updated on the story, which eventually led to them staying in Salem instead, thus Boatman was able to rapidly overcome his initial concern. What's next for Johnny and Chanel now that they've officially settled in? Boatman implied that the miscarriage will bring Chanel and Johnny closer together, at least for a while. Unfortunately, Boatman warned that trouble was on the way, which is not surprising given the track record of all doomed Salemites. Just when you think they're going to be happy, a wrench gets thrown into those plans, Boatman told me. At least it seems that way most of the time, right? Our Days forecasts indicate that Chanel and Johnny will face additional challenges, so stay tuned for any unpleasant news that may arise. According to Days of Our Lives spoilers, Johnny and Chanel's future will include other twists and turns, so stay tuned. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.